Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be basically breaking down my boring strategy that has made me $3,000 a week. You heard that right, guys. There's been months where I've had $10,000 weeks. If you follow me on Instagram, you should know, but basically this strategy is pretty simple. There's actually no indicators involved with this strategy. So if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you have any questions about trading, leave them in the comments below and I'll check them out. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, so I don't want to make this video too long, guys. I'm just going to go ahead and get straight into it. Actually, before we do get started, I just want to say that right now, if you guys didn't know, most people, the only thing preventing them from being profitable is not the indicator, or it's not market structure. It's nothing like that. What's actually preventing a lot of people from being profitable is the fact that they cannot read the markets. It's that simple, and a lot of people simply just cannot do it, no matter how much they say they can. So you have to identify two things in order to really understand the markets, and this pretty much this simple, because the strategy, again, there's no indicators, guys. There's no indicator, there's not a single indicator on the screen, and believe it or not, I'm not even using my no gap candlesticks indicator, which you guys know that's what I use personally. But I'm still, because I've been trading for so long, I've been able to develop a skill that I can use even without having any indicators, and that's why I think you guys should get into trading. But basically, we're going to analyze this market here. So basically, this is a downtrend market, and the reason I can tell is because, let's go ahead and go back here. This is our previous highest high of the market. Right now we are currently at 4,752, and as you guys can see, this is our highest high. Let me see if you guys can see that. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that. I'm going to mark basically all the key points you guys want to pay attention to. So we're going to, so this is our lower high. We have our lower low, lower high right here, lower low, and we basically continue to go on through there. I'm going to go ahead and draw this out. So we have our lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and then so on. So as you guys can see, overall, we can tell that this is a downtrend because overall the trend, the market is going down overall. As you guys know, I do trade on the higher time frames, so this is the 4-hour time interval. So let's go ahead and fast forward to now. Right now you're thinking, oh, is it still in the downtrend? It's reversing, as you guys can see, because we've hit our lowest low right here. And I'm going to go ahead and draw this out actually. And what we'll do is I'm going to go ahead and mark out all of these so you guys can be able to read, not only read the markets, but you guys will be able to see what most of us professional traders see, because we don't have to, we can simply look at this and we can already tell. And as you guys can see, this pattern here is a zigzag pattern, even though this is kind of complicated to look at. This is a lower high, then we go to our lower low. And this technically, my apologies guys, this technically would be our lower high. So our lower high, lower low, lower high. Just follow the candlesticks, don't really look at the words. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and so on. So as you guys can see, from this point here, this is our lowest low, which this is still a lower low. But when I say lowest low, this means that this is the lowest point we have reached. And since then, price has not seemed to go back to that point. So that's how we're able to identify that this is a downtrend. And this is actually our highest high back here. But as you guys can see, like I said, that's how you identify the trend. And that's how I'm able to recognize instantly, just off of like literally 5 seconds of looking at the chart, that this is a downtrend. But once we get over here, you guys can see it's no longer continuing a downtrend and bullish structure is forming. So I'm not gonna write all that again, but I'm just gonna basically break that down. We have this formation here. Let's go ahead and draw this. We have our bullish structure forming right here. So that right there is a sign of what's known as a reversal, and that's basically the trend reversing into a bullish market. So that is basically that's the basics of how, that's like strategy everyone should know. That this is basically like the basics of when it comes to trading that everyone should know. But I'm going to teach you guys a little key factor right here, because I don't want this video to be too long, but I just want to give you guys this little rundown, because if you understand these two things and you're able to do this significantly, it can elevate your trading in ways you never even know. Like you'll be able to, like I said, you won't need any indicators, you won't need any AI or anything like that. You'll just be able to look at it and be like, okay, this is going in this direction. Let's mark out these resistance zones and support zones, and we'll go from there. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to create, I don't want to create a short or a long, this is a long position. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna basically, now this is the 4 hour, but what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna basically explain to you guys how I'm able to enter trades and basically know when not to enter, basically when I know I'll be in drawdown. So as you guys can see, when you'll notice something about trading as well, that there are patterns. So as you guys can see on this lower high here, actually let's go right here on this lower high. So this lower high got to a point where it was facing resistance right here. And as you guys can see on our previous structure on this candlestick, that was the previous high that the wick was able to get to. Now this is a created fair value gap, basically meaning that this is a large bearish engulfing candlestick. But basically, you'll notice on the bullish and on the bearish trends that on certain key areas, I'm just going to draw this again, on certain key areas of the chart, such as, let's say like right here, you're gonna notice a huge, like, it's like this invincible area of where markets will face a lot of resistance, and this is what we will call our support zone. So this bottom one right here, this is our support zone. And you're gonna notice that throughout structure that anytime price has reached this point, let's make that a little smaller. Anytime price has resisted this point or reached this point, it has faced, like as you guys see, once we are in our lowest low on the bearish structure, we went back up and price got to this high right here, bounced down, and basically hit our support zone right here. I'm trying to make this as simple as possible without overcomplicating it. And this right here would have technically been our support zone, because just think of support and resistance zones such as this right here. Once price reached up here and bounced back down, price did not continue to go to the downside, so that does technically show that our downtrend is over and price is now reversing into a bullish structure. So this would have technically been our support zone, this would have been our resistance. But once price got back up here for the second time, as you guys can see, this previous structure right here, it bounced down, but on this structure it ended up going through. So that's what made this would have been our resistance zone for previous structure. But currently, let's go ahead and get rid of this. This is currently our support zone because price has now reached over this and went back down. So as you guys can see on these 4 candlesticks, there was a bit of resistance. Like these 4 candlesticks couldn't get past a certain point. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and draw out another candlestick where this is, that's way too big. We'll draw another candlestick where this is our resistance zone. And the reason we call it resistance is because price is facing a lot of, once it gets to this area, it's not continuing too much, but at the same time, it can, let's say for example, when price reached here for the first time, like I said on previous structure, it bounced off our resistance in our support zone, so it's not going to continue to plummet because of our support zone. And price basically became a little bit sideways right here. So this is where I would not recommend entering a trade. I don't care how good you are as a trader. But basically, once price reached back up to our resistance zone, it nearly broke through pretty much and bounced down again. So let's go ahead and go to the 1 hour so I can break this down even further. Now, technically speaking, guys, our support zone is technically, yes, it's down here because this is another area of support. But if you guys want to get a bit more detailed, you guys can see all these candlesticks right here, they seem to be facing resistance as well. So this is also another support zone. And basically, price has not only bounced off of this on multiple different candlesticks. This is the 1 hour, so this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is almost 10 hours. So for 10 hours, price couldn't go past this point, bouncing off of our resistance. Now, what can happen is one of two things. It can either go back to our resistance and continue to the upside, which is most likely going to happen because of previous structure. And you guys can see this is a bullish market. That's why I go on the higher time frames, because on the daily, you guys can see this is creating a bullish structure. So it is only a matter of time. It's almost like a 80% chance that price is going to break through this resistance. If not, if price bounces back off, we're gonna face another bounce off our support, and it's gonna continue to the upside. I'm gonna draw this out for you guys. So let's see, like we have our structure here, you get to here, and we actually bounce off of this. So what's gonna happen is we can either continue to the upside, or price is going to bounce off again and continue to the upside. So that is usually how I'm able to tell what a trend is. That's usually how I'm able to tell when I want to enter these trades. That should break down everything for you guys. But I hope you guys did. I don't want to make this video too long, so if you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to drop a like and leave a comment below if you have any questions. And I'll make more videos on specifically knowing when to enter and when not to enter. Just stay tuned, and again, hit the subscribe button. I need more subscribers. But without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.